Hello, this is JC, the Fantasy Football Explorer. Sometimes when you're searching for treasure in the jungle and ancient ruins, sometimes you'll come across hidden traps. So today we're looking at the traps and the treasure of fantasy football. You really want to be careful with those traps, especially the poison dart. On one occasion, I woke up in a back alley in Singapore with some internal organs missing. And that was not a good time. So going into our first trap is Miles Sanders, running back for Philadelphia. This is really a running back by committee. They use 3 players. And in fact, Miles Sanders usually gets taken out in the red zone for Kenneth Gainwell, who will catch passes, and Boston Scott, who will get carries. I thought it would be a slam dunk. I thought Miles Sanders would be a great receiving running back when Nick Sirianni came in, but for whatever reason, he doesn't want to use Sanders, especially around the red zone. So stay away from that trap. The second trap is Michael Gallup, wide receiver for Dallas. He was injured late last season. He had surgery in February, and he probably will not be due back until November. You really don't want to have a dead roster spot during the season. It'll take up too much space. It makes it inflexible to make moves, and you just don't want to have a dead roster spot. Our third trap is Cam Akers, running back, Los Angeles Chargers. Unfortunately, Cam Akers suffered an Achilles injury, and that might be the one injury you do not want to get as a running back. It has ended careers, most notably Arian Foster, who was with the Houston Texans, also Edgar Bennett with the Packers, Mikel LeShore with the Lions, and Isaiah Kroll with the Browns. Very few running backs have come back. On the plus side, I believe Kobe Bryant and Kevin Durant have come back from Achilles, but different sport. Now to the hidden treasures. Possibly could help you, and you want to take 1 or 2 swings for a high upside. The first treasure you can find in the fantasy football jungle is Trevor Lawrence. There's a new head coach and a new offensive coordinator in Jacksonville. They have moved on from the dumpster fire of Urban Meyer. Trevor Lawrence has a chance to crack 4,000 passing yards this season, and I would take him as a QB2 in the 11th round. The next treasure is Albert Okwuegbunam, tight end in Denver. The GM there let Noah Fant walk in the offseason, and I believe it's because they had high hopes for Albert. He does have the 2 running backs and the 2 wide receivers that he's got to share touches with, and even the 3rd wide receiver, Tim Patrick, might get some touches and targets. But still, there's a good chance for upside. I would take him as my tight end 2 in the 14th round. The last treasure is a very hidden treasure, Brian Robinson, running back, Washington. Ron Rivera, I know it's training camp. Ron Rivera said that he was hoping to get a 1-2 punch, and that might just be training camp talk. But Antonio Gibson has a tendency to fumble, and maybe Riverboat Ron will get tired of the fumbling and bench him. There was talk that Robinson could get some goal line carries and vulture away some touchdowns. In most leagues right now, he's going undrafted. I would take him as the last running back on my bench. And if it doesn't work out, then you have an open roster spot where you can make some waiver wire moves. Give him a little bit of time. I wouldn't drop him right away. This might take some time for the situation to sort itself out, but there's a chance. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. I'm not gearing this channel to be flash and dash and for people with the attention span of a fruit fly. I'm hoping for a little more insight and a little bit less hullabaloo where they tell you you have to draft this guy or you'll lose, or don't draft this guy, you will lose, or you're idiot teammates, or this or that. I think that's a bit too nonsensical, and I don't want to spam videos. I just want to put out a video when I have something to say. All right, YouTube, stay free.